So when Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League came out, it didn't do any better in terms of reception by the fans of Rocksteady like myself. I mean, even before the game came out, I had a lot of false hope, essentially, really just kind of praying that the game was actually halfway decent or just stood up to at least the other Rocksteady titles that we've seen from Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City to Batman Arkham Knight. And even though Arkham Knight's not the greatest game, honestly, it still is years and years ahead of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I mean, visually, Arkham Knight is better and superior to a game that is out now in 2024, and I think Arkham Knight came out like 8 years ago. I mean, it's to me, Rocksteady, and I know a lot of the people who worked on those Arkham games have already left, and now you're seeing more and more people starting to leave the studio just because simply it's a burning ship. I mean, it's sinking to the direct bottom. And there's nothing anybody can do about it to even try to save or salvage this situation that is Rocksteady and Suicide Squad to Kill the Justice League.
Time to abandon ship.
It's a sad state, and honestly, I felt like it couldn't get any worse. I mean, knowing and seeing how they did Kevin Conroy dirty in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game.
Even when you're evil, you're still too good.
And spoiler alert, I'll give you a second. Alright. Basically, Kevin Conroy gets shot in the head by Harley Quinn, who it seems like there was an emotional speech that she was potentially going to give, maybe breakdown crying. She should have been, by the way, she should have been the one to kill Batman because, I mean, her and Batman have the deepest history, especially compared to the other members of the Suicide Squad. So it makes sense that she's the one to pull the trigger. However, it just wasn't impactful whatsoever. And that's the worst part of that scene. Now, I, of course, thought maybe, it can't get any worse, like I said, and it did. Apparently, the Joker's coming back. And in Arkham Knight, if you haven't played the game, it's been a long enough time that, oh well. I mean, I literally learned about the end of Final Fantasy VII on the original PlayStation 30 days after it came out, okay? So you can handle 8 years. Basically, the end of Arkham Knight has the Joker going through this psychotic break, and it's a very well done scene, a sequence of scenes that set up the very end of the game. And honestly, it's fantastic, and I really do while Arkham Knight isn't an overall great game because the Batmobile kind of ruins a lot of it, but I felt like that the last hour to 2 hours was really good in Arkham Knight, and I think that proved that, hey, no, Rocksteady still has it, but not anymore. And because of the Brainiac being introduced in Suicide Squad's Kill the Justice League, essentially you have a situation where they can retcon everything and anything. And that's essentially what we're getting, because Brainiac is bringing a different version of the Joker into the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League world, even though this game takes place 5 years after Arkham Knight. It's just so stupid. And the design of the Joker, I'm not a fan of either. I don't know who the voice actor is. It's obviously not Mark Hamill. At least I don't believe it's Mark Hamill. And I'm just surprised. I'm not really surprised that they're bringing the Joker back, because that's how they're going to try to grab people's attention. But anybody who really did love the death of the Joker in Arkham Knight as much as I did, you can't be happy about this. And quite frankly, the game, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I don't know who the hell is defending it at this point, but you seriously need to figure out things, because this is not a good game. So we're actually going to head over to an IGN article that essentially talks about the Season 1 and how even updates apparently are not priority at Rocksteady anymore. So let's head over there right now. Alright, so here we are. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League dev Rocksteady to skip next week's patch to prepare for Season 1 launch. Great. You know, because you don't fix your game that you had people pay $70 for. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, Rocksteady won't release a patch for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League next week in order to focus on getting the game ready for launch of Season 1 later in March. In a post on the Suicide Squad website, Rocksteady acknowledged player demand for the game's next patch, which is set to fix a myriad of bugs and make key gameplay improvements, including mutator changes. But the developer said it's now focusing on getting the whole game ready to receive our free Season 1 update this month. Season 1 is set to add Joker as a new playable character, as well as new gear and environments as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's live service continues. The Joker is going to be a playable character. So I didn't think he was going to be playable. I thought maybe it was like a story-based thing, but I am still, you know, I don't care about playing as the Joker. Actually, if you want to go play as the Joker, just go play Mortal Kombat vs. DC. That's a far better way to play as a Joker. Last week, Rocksteady parent company Warner Brothers Discovery said Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has fallen short of our expectations. I wonder who's at fault for that. Maybe it's the people who thought you can just nickel and dime the consumer to death, ruin the entire reputation that Rocksteady had, and just, yeah, essentially you killed the game before it even came out. I don't know what the difference is between the game that we got and the game that they essentially delayed. I feel like there was no difference. I felt like it was just a lot of hostility, and they're like, okay, we gotta release this at some point. But speaking during a financial call, Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Widenfels admitted Rocksteady's game hadn't done the business the company had hoped for since going on sale on February 2nd, price $70. Yeah, it ain't worth $70. I mean, that's if you want to know that's it. I mean, one, the way that you essentially are treating your consumers is ridiculous. Two, $70 is ridiculous. Overall, I wanted this game to fail. I hoped it failed, and it's failing. So I feel like, again, Rocksteady is not the same Rocksteady that created the Arkham games. Most of those people are gone, and they're making new studios and making new projects and making new games. You just find out where those people are at. If you really like the Arkham games, you follow their studios, and when they come out with new games, you help support their indie games. That's it. I mean, to me, that's what I always do. Warner Brothers Discovery failed to mention a sales figure for Rocksteady's game, but did not say Suicide Squad failure had set up the company's game business for a tough year-on-year comparison. Last year, Warner Brothers Discovery released Hogwarts Legacy, which went on to become the best-selling game of 2023. Again, the game came out in February, and it was hyped. So obviously, you have a whole year to kind of gain sales. You're going to have the best year out of everyone. But this year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our games business up for a tough year-over-year comparison in quarter one. Let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery commented in come as much as a surprise given Suicide Squad's high-profile struggles on Steam. The live service action game peaked at 13,459 concurrent players. Arkham Knight has more players going right now than this game, which is just proof in of itself that nobody likes this game for the most part. A figure that has plummeted since launch. At the time of this article's publication, just 369 people were playing the game on Valve's platform, with a 24-hour peak of 575. Concurrent player numbers on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and S are available. And IGN gave the game a 5 out of 10, which still to me is too high. So I don't know who's really denying the fact that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a terrible game. But if you like it, I guess you like it. You know, I'm not. There's certain games that I enjoy that I'm sure a lot of people don't like. But let's be honest here. This is not Rocksteady. It's WB, and it's the person. I can't remember the dude at the head of WB right now, but that dude is a douche. All he cares about is profit, 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 and he doesn't care about any of the actual media that he governs because he was a lawyer previously. He doesn't have much experience, so why would he have any like ties to like things like Rocksteady, things like the Arkham games? He doesn't care. He's trying to make the most money possible, and that's what you're seeing. And the fact that they're delaying season 1 to like the patch that would fix the game before season 1. They're like, no, we're gonna wait till season 1. I just don't know who's running this. I feel like they're trying to kill Rocksteady at this point, and I guess good riddance. You had a good run. The Arkham games were fantastic. Like I said, go follow those guys. Figure out who the developers were, or people that maybe you like the composer, whoever it might be. Figure out where they went. Chances are, like indie studios and that. That's typically what happens, and these AAA studios are governed by like stockholders, and then the studio gets destroyed. Typically, you see these people move on to something else, and all you can do is follow them and support their indie games, and especially if they're fantastic, and typically a lot of them turned out to be. So we'll see. If you are a fan of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, the game deserves to fail. The studio's a mess. R.I.P. Rocksteady. I'll see you all in the next gaming sessions.
Abducted by my brain and it drains all the dopamine. Pain leaving nothing but